finest symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
HMMG. Hami Media Group. This is your next level wrestling review. And this is NXT.
It's a teachable moment.
Yes. We're back on the Impact Attack. Oh no, wrong show. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the reporter, the people, the man with the plan. Big Ray here to stay with a weed hangover today. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not alone. It says there that we're having trouble streaming Twitch. This may be an issue on Twitch's end. We'll keep you. Blah, blah, blah. So I'm sorry, guys, if we lost you on Twitch. But come on over to YouTube. That'll be awesome. So now even more of our viewers are gone. Fan-fucking-tastic. Anyway, what a fucking day. What a way to start the day. But ladies and gentlemen, speaking of weed and speaking of high rollers, a bunch of you guys are probably over watching Ben Hameen right now, or maybe you're switching over, right? Is it live? Who knows? I hear clickety-clack on my co-host's sides, if you know what I mean, the crackling of sounds like potato chips. But ladies and gentlemen, he is the 4-time high rollers, weed smoking, no joking champion.
The Vet. He's a Rip Rogers guy. The Vet. Vet. Rip Rogers guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know him. You love him. Or like him. Or don't like him. It doesn't really fucking matter. It's your opinion. The opinion haver everywhere. He's a Rip Rogers guy. The Vet Jamie Williams. What's going on, Vet?
I don't know. Apparently, I've got some sort of interference or something, but
You do?
everything looks good over here.
Well, I mean, you're a handsome man.
Yeah, but I mean, equipment-wise too.
Maybe you have a cell phone next to something, or a no? Oh, I don't know. Well, it is what it is, bro. You get what you pay for. You know what I mean?
Got a lot of high-end shit here.
I'm sure. Sure, look at those headphones. These things are fucking, like, what is it, like Beats 12?
HyperCloud X.
HyperCloud X. Okay, so again, I have no idea what's going on with oops, wrong fucking song. We're gonna roll along here, ladies and gentlemen, as we acknowledge the chat. I don't have the Roman Reigns, so I'll just do, hey you, sitting out there at home, acknowledge me. I don't have that soundbite, but
Get it back from Colin
he did steal it.
later tonight.
The
Probably pick that
two-time
up from him.
The fucking 2-time Hammy Award winner, not a fucking 3-time. It's ridiculous. He's not a 3-time winner. Nobody voted for him 3 times.
Okay.
So, Vet, who's in the chat?
All right. So this is who Google is telling me is in the chat right now.
Oh, good lord.
I see Big Josh Hinkle. Great.
Mm-hmm.
Canada Spaceman. Great.
Right.
Aaron Ben Shlomo. Great. Frank's Pickle Barrel Ass. Classic. Great. Cujo 62. Great. Lab Rat. Great. Lawrence Weaver. Great. And Lisbeth. Great. Like, we've got a great lineup of people who are not watching Ben Hameen and Blake Troop right now.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to it on audio, you have no idea what the hell we're talking about. So maybe we should just drop it.
I don't know.
Oh, wait. Look who just popped in. The real RBV.
Get the fuck out of here.
Are you telling him to get the fuck? Don't leave. Don't leave, RBV. He didn't mean it.
Well, happy 420, people.
And
And
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh yeah.
All right, they
What
keep
about-
adding. I better close the window before
Yeah.
just the show gets derailed.
Canada Spaceman, Big Josh Hinkle. You said that, right? Lab Rat. Did you say Lab Rat? Yes, you did. Lawrence movie. Yeah, you said that already. Yeah.
Cujo says, I love how Vet always blames it on Google. Well, who else can I blame it on? They're the ones telling me who's in the chat, and they own YouTube.
So, yesterday was 420. And as I proceeded to leave work last night, I enjoyed 420.
It's
Had a good
still
time.
420.
But I rarely get a high hangover. You know, I was smoking what's called the strawberry diesel last night, which was it was nice. It was nice.
Strawberry diesel.
It's good stuff, bro.
They come up with these names.
I don't fucking care. As long as it fucking makes me fly. So yes, man, I'm pretty excited, Vet, today. I got my son coming over. He's going to be hanging out the next couple of days with me.
Cool.
And guess
Well,
what?
then let's move this along.
And guess what? Guess what? I want you
What?
to guess what's going to happen today.
Today is you guys are gonna you know the thing.
So later tonight at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here,
Aiden.
it will be the debut. What the fuck is this? Oh, I'm doing a fucking intro gimmick. No, it's got to be this one, the instrumental. Okay, sorry. Aiden, my 14-year-old son, will be making his podcast debut with me and Colin. How excited are you for him, Bet?
Why you drag the poor boy into this?
I'm not dragging shit.
Oh, he
Dragging
forced his way on?
He's
Is that
dragging
what happened?
he's dragging his ass onto the show with me.
He pushed you up against the wall and said, "Look, Dad, I'm bigger than you now. I'm running the show."
Pretty much. Top 5 all-time favorite wrestling video games. That was his choice. That's what he wanted to talk about. We're also going to talk about what it's like to be a teenager nowadays with a teenager. What it's like to transition from middle school to high school.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that. Okay.
What do
It
you
sounded
talking
like
about?
something else in 2022, the way you started that sentence.
Oh, like transitioning? Oh, transitioning. No.
Unless,
As far as I know, my son loves movies. Doesn't love to have them. I don't
you
think.
can do both. You can do both.
And I still love him, whether you have fake boobies or not. So that's gonna happen. But anyway, guys, we're gonna jump right into this show because it is time for not the one, not the two. God damn it! If I can get this fucking right, that would be amazing. It is time for the 3 count.
This is the 3 count with today's biggest stories in pro wrestling, world news, pop culture, sports, and more. And now, back to Big Ray and the Vet.
All right, it's the 3 count. We got a couple of stories here. One that just kind of broke this morning. It's not nothing crazy. It's not a crazy newsworthy week or day. By the way, you like my Joe Gacy laughing background?
It's very creepy.
It's fucking creepy, isn't it? We're going to talk about that later on, ladies and gentlemen, as we review NXT 2.0, which took place 4/19/2022. So, Vet, I don't know if you heard about this, but apparently there's a little bit of a hullabaloo going around with our friend Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare Daddy. He's gone on Instagram, and he posted a picture of the Winged Eagle title. This is the iconic title that Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man Randy Savage, Bret Hitman Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, so on and so forth. This
It's
is
mine and Conrad Thompson's and many others' favorite belt.
It's my favorite belt as well.
All right. We're a
my
favorite
first-
Winged Eagle favorite, which that's a stupid name, Winged Eagle. What kind of eagle isn't winged? But I get it. I know the belt you mean.
It's winged, isn't it? Just winged evil. I don't know.
Winged Eagle. Either
Speaking of-
way, the point is eagles have wings and we know that.
Oh, speaking of belts, I got hit up by this young man. Do you ever watch the YouTube the viral YouTube videos with the guys that they actually dress up like wrestlers and fucking fight on the subway in New York City?
No.
Okay. Well, it's a Timothy Han Rivera. He hit me up. They do all this shit all over the city, and they've gone viral. They actually dress in full fucking gear, like full Undertaker, full Mankind. They're gonna be He hit me up. He's like, Ray, I have a favor. I need a favor for you, man. We have to shoot a video, 12 o'clock on Saturday morning or Friday morning. Was it Friday morning? Friday morning, 12 o'clock Friday afternoon. But we need a big gold belt. Our friend with the big gold belt is not around. Do you have one? I so happen to have one. So that will be making its debut. So I'll look out for that.
Is it one of those cardboard and tinfoil gimmicks you were talking about that you made that were?
No. I purchased this one on WWEshop.com.
Is it
Long
the
time
one
ago.
where it's the Fiend's face stretched out across the
It's a no. Oh, that's terrible.
$6,000 or whatever it was?
It's actually it's the one that with the 5mm plates, like the ones that came out before they started using the actual molding of and whenever I took it, yes, I was that asshole that would take it to wrestling. Okay, and I never defended it once, by the way. I actually learned how, and I put a curve in it. It's kind of an arduous thing to do. You have to use your knee and kind of bend the plate and make sure you don't bend it wrong. It's a good looking belt, I tell you, brother.
Okay.
So anyway, what do you think of the Wing Eagle? What do you think? They're saying that Cody Rhodes may, in fact, bring back, just like if you remember back in the day when Cody Rhodes pulled the old Intercontinental title out of the sack when he had the face gimmick, the face protector thing going on. You think that's a good idea? I think so.
Well, I guess it's a good idea. Look, anything's better than what they have. Like, their belts now that all look exactly the same with just different color straps and just that gaudy logo.
Oh, yeah.
Just so boring, like they're, as watered down as the product is, that's the belts fit that. I'll give them that. But they're just so boring and generic, and anything would be better than that. I'd rather they just have some creativity and come up with a new belt that kind of evokes the classic look of the championship belts. But everyone looks like it's just going to be a big generic W now.
Aaron Ben Shlomo says they need to get rid of the corporate soulless belts that they have right now. I agree.
It's a good way of saying that, yeah.
I agree. I remember back in the day when belts were cool. Belts were cool, man. I mean, one of my favorite titles, I think my favorite title of all time, it's very close. It's the old red blocked, with the WWF logo, Intercontinental title. But I really, really, really used to love the old the NWA United States Heavyweight Championship. Do you remember what that looks like?
Was that the one that was shaped like the United States?
No, that's the one that looked like Lex Luger was synonymous with having that one. It had the round side plates. Do you remember that one or no? No.
I guess I know I've seen it for a fact, but I just don't remember now.
Yeah. What do you so what do you think? You think it's a good gimmick to have them bring back this old, Winged Eagle title?
It's fine. But if you follow along with the story that they're trying to tell, which I know you don't, Ray, but everyone else follows along, so I'll tell you, but he's, he wants to win the belt for his daddy, right? The belt they took away from him because he didn't actually win it in the Garden, right? Well, that belt was not the Winged Eagle belt. So if anything, he brings back any belt, if he wins the belt, it should be that belt.
I agree.
But that belt kind of sucked because back then belts were a little bit lame. So they kind of look like,
This is it, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I love this belt, man. It's synonymous with Lex Luger. But this is my favorite design of that belt.
Yeah.
So, anywho. I agree. I agree. What else we got here? So apparently, did you hear that jacket time is over?
I've heard this, yes.
Jacket time is over, ladies and gentlemen. So what is the time splitter? What does he call himself?
Yeah, that was his old gimmick with Alex Shelley, I think.
It says here, veteran pro wrestler Kushida has reportedly left the WWE. There was some speculation on Kushida's status after his profile was moved to the WWE, from the WWE roster to the official alumni roster. That's kind of a telling tale, no? It says, but now word is he is no longer with the company. There is no confirmation, blah blah blah. So apparently he left. Big loss, or nobody cares.
It's not a big loss, and probably nobody cares. I mean, I'm sure nobody cares. The question is, should they care? And I think probably not really. Even like everybody here knows that I'm a staunch advocate of New Japan Pro Wrestling. But even amongst New Japan Pro Wrestling, Kushida was one guy that I kind of felt like, he's fine. He's solid, but not really to the entertainment level that we expect from professional wrestlers these days. Nothing wrong with him, but of all the people that come over to the States and try to make a splash, he wasn't really going to be it. He didn't even really make much of a splash in Japan. So I was kind of questioning his decision, but he just wanted to come over and work with some people that he never worked with before, because he'd kind of done everything in New Japan at the time that there was to do. So he was kind of bored over there. Wanted to give this a try. He gave it a try. Reportedly, he did not feel that with the 2.0 restructuring that they were as interested in him as the previous regime was. So when his contract expires, he chose not to renew it. And I'm sure they felt the same.
He was fucking Marty McFly. He was.
Yeah. Didn't like it. I liked it.
You liked the Marty McFly gimmick?
Well, just because, whatever. It's really just the life preserver, right? And the denim jacket. It's not like he acted like Marty.
Well, he should have.
Could have.
Should have. It says Jinder Mahal, not Jinder. This is Jinder's brother. Kushida left New Japan because they looked at him as a cruiserweight. And guess what? WWE looked at him the same. LOL. He was stupid not to be a ninja assassin for Akira Tozawa. Could have been a ninja assassin, bro.
Oh, yeah. We all saw how that's most recently turned out. If you watched the commitment ceremony this week. Oh, you don't know about the commitment ceremony. Well,
I watched the Cody Rhodes interview, like when him and Seth Rollins were in the ring, and that's about it. So what happened? What commitment ceremony? What are you talking about? Please, God, tell me.
Yeah, Akira Tozawa and Tamina, and you had Tamina Snuka, and you had Reggie and Dana Brooke. They had, with R-Truth as the ordained whatever he is.
Reggie and the engaged Dana Brooke.
Oh yes.
Was she wearing her engagement ring during every single segment?
Perhaps.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Kushida could have been that.
That was the thing, huh?
So, I think we can all say that Kushida got while the getting was good, and we had an amicable parting of ways, and he can go back to, New Japan or wherever, and work with more new people.
Next, your new Impact Wrestling champion, Kushida. Does he get to keep the name?
They'll put him over Moose, like everybody else.
Hey, Vet, back in the day, did you ever get a chance to work Jack Evans?
No.
Do you know who Jack Evans is?
Yes.
Okay. Well, apparently, the 22-year pro and student of both Brian Alvarez and the Hart Family Dungeon announced that his surprise, that his contract with AEW will not be renewed once it expires in April, effectively making him a free agent Look out for him on Impact Wrestling. My time with it, he says, and I quote, "My time with AEW has been fun and enjoyable, but it has come to an end, and I will not be re-signed when my contract ends in April." Evans tweeted, "I'd like to thank everybody for firing me, and at AEW and the AEW fans for the opportunity to be fired and not continue my dreams of making a lot of money in pro wrestling." So he didn't say that. I added some things. You're gonna have to figure out what I added. So excuse me, vet. Jack Evans. When Ben mentioned the name, it's one of those names that kind of rings a bell a little bit. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? And I was like, oh wait, I think he was on Impact Wrestling. I think when you and I were doing Impact, right? When you and I, or me and Colin, I don't know, fucking know. But surprise, man. Flippy guy with a long ponytail is released by AEW. 22 years in the business, man. What do you think?
Well, Jack Evans has sort of been like I think he's had a lot of trouble with the behavioral aspect of being a professional wrestler.
Right.
So most of the stuff that he's done has been in south of the border. And
like the Donkey Show and shit that he used to run?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay,
or something
cool.
on that level.
That works.
Yeah. So he's a small flippy white guy, and we have 1 million of those.
Do we?
So as far as I'm concerned, Jack Evanses are a dime a dozen. Because he can do everything in the ring except make me care. And we already have a Jack Evans coming into NXT next week. His name is Nathan Fraser. Nobody would be able to tell the difference other than, Nathan Fraser looks a little healthier and less strung out than Jack Evans. So
Right.
other than that, it's going to be the same type of stuff. So, yeah. He hadn't been used on AEW for a while. He was in there with Angelico, right? And so
Sure, why not?
they were like a little tag team, and they're one of the people that were there when AEW was just gobbling up whatever the indies had left that Triple H hadn't picked clean. Now that they actually have people that can work, those sort of talents are less and less necessary. So they get pushed down to the YouTube shows, and then eventually their deals expire. And, as we always talk about that bloated roster, well, it's getting trimmed down little by little.
Listen, man. This is for people who lived through the Monday Night Wars. It's a carbon copy of what happened to WCW. Do you disagree that this is AEW right now is where WCW was around 1999? Just hiring ex-WWE guys, bringing them back, and then those guys leaving. Chris Jericho's going to leave. And apparently there's some news right now also that apparently FTR, which is another news story, FTR is looking to come back to the WWE. Did you know that? How do you feel about that? According to multiple sources, it says here or there, it says, despite interest from WWE, FTR won't be leaving AEW anytime soon. But there are updates regarding this story saying that now, there may be some ongoing talks between FTR and the WWE. We do know that FTR was on Stevie Ray's show, okay, and Booker T basically called them out. I tend to think that it is all a ploy, a work, as you would say in the business, a storyline to get these guys to come back and maybe have a big pay-per-view match against these two legends. What do you think, man? FTR back in the WWE?
For what?
For wrestling. For tag team wrestling. That's what they'd be doing.
Yeah, I know, literally, but it's more of a rhetorical question. Like, I mean, you could try to answer it, but why would they need to go there?
To make more money.
So they can't make enough money. Like, these are the guys that famously turned down, that Booker T said they turned down 750. So money is clearly not an object for them.
Right.
But everybody that talks about people going to WWE says the money, as if they're not getting paid anywhere else. So they get their AEW paycheck. They get even if it's owned by the same guy, do they get a separate Ring of Honor paycheck for being the Ring of Honor tag team champions?
I don't know.
That's got to be a separate paycheck,
like a bonus at least, right?
Yeah, a bonus. What else? What else they got? They're working for AAA. They got this. They're working for Conan. They got those tag team belts. So that's 3 paychecks right there. Like,
Right.
what? And then they go back to the WWE and they do the thing where they're like, what was the thing they were doing with the Usos where they had some kind of depilatory cream or something like that? Like, that's what they want to go back to?
Yeah, why not? As long as they make it $1 million each. Right? Vet, listen. If they gave you $1 million to put some fucking hair cream on, would you do it?
Who, me? Me
Yeah.
right now?
Yeah.
The WWE. They call me,
Yeah, you're
pluck me off this podcast, and they say we want you to do one of our embarrassing little angles for $1 million.
Sure.
Not one person is going to believe me when I say no.
I don't believe you.
Right. But no.
I do the gimmick with the guy that used to wear the G-string and pour fucking oil over himself. I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Big Dick Johnson, yeah.
Big Dick Johnson. I'll be Little Dick Ray. What else? What else would I do? I'd eat worms from fucking this guy. What's his name? The Boogeyman. You know. What else would I do? I would be a probably like a broccoli or a dancing a carrot. When they did the whole gimmick with No Way Jose and the guy before him, I forgot his name.
Adam Rose.
Adam Rose. I'm trying to think of things I wouldn't do in WWE. I would have made love to Mae Young. We would have had a foot instead of a hand.
Well, I guess my point, Ray, is that in this fantasy scenario where you do what you do and the WWE wants to bring you in to embarrass you for $1 million, sure,
Right.
you take it. If you are these guys and you would like to have wrestling matches for money, and it's almost as much money as the WWE is going to give you, and you don't have to do any of that bullshit, I think they could sacrifice the couple 100,000 or whatever that they're not making to basically do what they kind of want to do, because what is the difference?
I'm sorry, Frank's Bicklebauer says he would still make love to Mae Young for millions. That would be kind of dry, I think. Just saying.
Yeah, well, depends on how they kept the soil.
Labrat says real quickly, I think wrestlers want to go back to WWE not for the money, just to say that they what the fuck are you smoking, Labrat? What does this say here, Vet?
He is a
Am I reading
lab
this wrong?
rat, so he's probably been tested upon. But I think he's saying that they want to be in the spotlight, basically.
Got it. Everybody's all high here. Look, you got fucking Frank's Pickleball ass all writing all weird too. Anyway. Well, Vet, do you like banana splits? Like a good banana split, like a nice ice cream banana split. You like that?
Well, I don't ever eat them, but sure.
You ever had a good split with a girlfriend or something like that?
You mean like one of those dates where you're eating out of the same dish with the spoons and stuff?
Like breaking up, like
oh, that split.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, and I've had nice splits. Yes, very.
Okay.
They've all been wonderful.
Okay. Well, for those who think that the WWE's brand split is going to actually happen because Roman Reigns has both titles,
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
according to Dave Meltzer, who we know is right 100% of the time,
Infallible.
infallible and fucking fallible. Can I say that? And fucking fallible here?
Yes.
Dave Meltzer's in fucking fallible. Apparently, he says
Fallible Henley.
Maybe.
Okay.
He says that he believes that there are no plans to bring Raw and SmackDown together. Of course, this could
Plans
change. This guy is the biggest. You know, I'm gonna tell you something about Dave Meltzer, guys. I don't hate him. I don't hate him. If I can get you people to pay me for a guess every single time, and you still do it, and because I'm good at making you guys guess, I get all these appearances everywhere, and I get paid by AEW, and I get paid by this place and that place, and I get brought onto the fucking Jerry Springer show, wherever the fuck he was on, you know, when they were talking about the steroid shit and all this other stuff with Phil Donahue, whoever, anybody under the age of 35 has no idea who that is, by the way. Good for him, man. Good for that fucking weirdo. But yeah, so apparently he thinks that there will be no brand split, but I think there will. What do you think?
You mean there will be no
I mean, they will
end to the brand split?
I'm sorry. I think they will end the brand split, and you'll have like it was before SmackDown, and there should be that. I'm sorry, but there should be just one champ. You know, I think the U.S. title should be absorbed into the Intercontinental Championship. If you want to bring back the European title, bring the UK title in as a low end, you know, something, you know, to put on a kid that's starting. One tag team title. What are you laughing?
One title they don't have. You're like, I'm in favor of that.
Yeah, well. What else?
I get what you're saying, though.
I think if you win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, you should fucking drag that trophy to the ring every match.
Yeah, just like pulling it behind you.
Yeah. You get like a harness, like a book bag type thing with two chains, and you have to fucking walk down, do your whole fucking gimmick, you know, your dance and everything like that, your spin, whatever you do, and you have to figure a way of getting that thing in the ring with you every fucking match. What do you think? That you think that'll get over? Over?
I think so, because I mean, look, when you watch Raw and SmackDown, they're clearly trying to fill that time. Like they've got nothing. So a 10-minute entrance with an Andre the Giant statue every time, they'll love that. That's less writing they have to do.
I think they should. And what's going to happen is when they do the brand split, they're not going to need all these writers, right, Vet? They're gonna fire like half the staff, maybe. Hey, Bobo's here. Hey, Bobo. Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Check to see if Ben Hameen's gimmick is over. That's
It's
probably
still
what it
going.
is. Is
Still
it?
going.
You fucking people. You know what? God damn it. I want to genuinely thank you guys, the loyal listeners. You don't want to hear about fucking marijuana and cage fighters with cauliflower ear. No. You want to come here and listen to me and the Vet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then go check that video out later when we're done.
Yeah, replay.
But, you know, I mean, Blake Troop made his debut here with us,
He did.
right?
He did.
Or was it on? No, that was when you, me, Silvio
I think so.
were on Light the Fuse.
I brought him on. What the hell did I bring him on? 2 years ago? I forgot what we did. And then I started producing Cage Theory. And then that was it.
Lawrence
By the
Weaver
way, I
says,
missed that show.
Cage Theory.
Yeah, I do. But
Bring
you
it
know,
back.
Everybody's
Bring it
too
back.
busy. Everybody's too busy.
Nah. Lawrence Weaver says, how are y'all gonna have two HMG shows going on at the same time? That's second. Well, ours was scheduled, so
Yeah. Here's a funny thing. So as I get onto StreamYard, I click on and I notice all this weed paraphernalia type gimmick behind me. Like, you know, you see that says Big Ray in the Vet and all that. No, it was all like high rollers. And then I see this giant Arab wrestler, Ben Hameen, sitting there like, hey, bud. I'm like, what the fuck? What are you doing here? We're going live. I'm like, okay. I got Blake Troop on. All right. How do I get out of here? How do I leave? I need to find the Vet.
in any case, about the brand split.
Oh
About
yeah,
the
so
brand split.
yeah, so SmackDown and Raw. So Vet, what do you think, buddy? You think it's about time to end it? And if you end it, what's a good way of ending it? Like, what do you do?
I don't know. They don't pay me to come up with those kind of ideas. All I'll say is that
$1 million?
$1 million. You give me $1 million, and I'll tell you how to end your brand split.
Fair.
But I mean, look, the brand split is in direct proportion to your roster size. If you have so many people that you need to separate them into 2 shows, then you can do the whole little thing of like, okay, we got Raw and we got SmackDown, and then every once in a while, you know, the ships will pass in the night and there will be conflicts, you know, and stuff like that. They have done, you can make it work, but what we see is that the WWE is doing it and they miss every single opportunity. Like anytime you could have something interesting happen with people crossing over or whatever, they don't do it. They just, all they do is they say something like wild card rule. And then that's it. Like, what is that? That's not creative, you know, but if you cut half the roster, if you release all these people that they've been releasing and get it down to where you have such an amount of people that you can have the same roster for both shows, then you can make that work too. You're right about one thing that I agree with that I've been saying for many years.
What's that?
One champion. Just one. You can't be. No kid ever grew up wanting to be a wrestler and saying, "I want to be the champ of Monday nights."
Right.
It just doesn't work like that. You want to be the champ. If you have another champ, you're not the champ. So, yeah, that's why the AFC and the NFC play each other. You know, because their little smaller trophies ain't good enough. You want the Lombardi. And to that point, if you did have a brand split, you could say, hey, the United States Championship is like the Raw Championship, right, and the Intercontinental Champion is the SmackDown Championship or whatever. And those can be main events for Raw and SmackDown. And then the real champ can go between both shows and just kind of strut around with the title. And, you know, you got to pony up for the premium live events if you want to see Roman Reigns actually wrestle a match. You can do it both ways, but the WWE is so uncreative and terrible and boring and lazy. You're never going to get a good thing out of the brand split. So I do think it's probably going to come to an end. I think it's heading in that direction.
Me too.
And Dave Meltzer's hedging his bets as always. Like, what else is new? He's right. He is right, though. Plans do change. However, it's just also a very convenient thing to say when you're trying to sell subscriptions, right?
Very convenient. John Lovett.
Very nice. Very convenient.
Very nice. Very convenient. What do you think there? What do you think about Seth? Seth, what do you think about Dave Meltzer?
I wonder what the star rating will be. I haven't heard that yet.
Has anyone hit 8 yet? Are we 9? Is he into the 10s yet? That moron. Nobody cares.
One of the best sound bites besides this one.
You're not going to fit in that hole.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for NXT 2.0. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is NXT 2.0.
What the?
Hold on 1 second. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
I look away for 1 second, and all of a sudden,
Yes, that's right, Smoke.
Sorry, I had the commercial playing by mistake. Oh, goddamn, he's doing it again.
Yeah, man. No, I just jumped off. We were competing live streams. Appreciate you guys hanging with us over there on Ben Hameen channel. I just did a watch along with our own bulletproof Blake Troop from his High Rollers Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu victory last week, man. So it's 420. I wanted to give our guy some shine because he had Horseshoe Genetics and Hameen Media Group on his tights, man, on the pay-per-view. That was just awesome, and another kick-ass victory for Blake Troop. But how you boys doing? Happy 420.
I have a question for you, Ben.
Yeah, pay Ray, goddammit. Pay Ray all day.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Breaking news. I don't have the breaking news game, but anyway, I don't know if you guys know the situation. Actually, I do have breaking news music.
I was going to say, you lost that too?
Ladies and gentlemen, I am not going to be striking We signed a contract, apparently the biggest contract in the history of our Union 32, BJ.
Bigger than Cody's contract.
Bigger than Cody's for $1 million. We were talking about FTR, you know, and what it would cost them to go back to WWE. And I asked Vet, what would you do for $1 million?
Fuck yeah. Who wouldn't you do for $1 million is the question.
Oh, well, I said Mae Young.
I'm happy for you. I know that was bigger than it's just like, oh, the doorman wants some shit. Dude, if the doormen aren't there, you don't get to have any construction in buildings. You don't get to have anything else. Like, it's all in the pecking order. And they want to fuck the little guy on the chain? No. Fuck me. Fuck you, bro. How about that? You want to test me? You'll get tested right back, you greedy cocksuckers. And Ray took him to the task with the union, and all the good brothers fucking said, hell yeah. And now it's heels over strong, and we're back to business how it should have been, instead of having to jump through some asshole's fiery hoop that wants to fucking take more money for themselves instead of paying the people who make the city run every goddamn day like Big Ray. That, happy 420, pal.
Oh, thanks. Of course, I'm lifelong sober, but you guys do whatever you want.
Oh, trust me. Listen, Ben, I was telling him that I last night as I left work, I had a, you know, it's only like a 5-minute walk to the, not even like a 4 or 5 minute walk to the train for my job, you know, to get home.
Yeah.
And I just, I grabbed I had a nice little cone, you know, filled it up with some strawberry diesel.
I'm into the cones, bro. Like, I didn't used to be a
best
cone guy, but I like the cones.
They're easy. You just fucking drop it in, pack it in. Let me begin.
Well, actually, I'll send you one of these. I've been 3D printing them. They're individual cone packers, bro, and then you push it out the bottom. I got one that does 6 as well. Yeah, I'll send it to you.
I would like that.
Send it with your Hammy Award.
Ray, hit the button. Hit the button, Ray.
Which one? I don't know. Which one?
You know which one.
No, which one?
You're not going to fit in that hole.
This one?
You're not gonna fit in that hole.
So Ben, don't
tell me what to do.
I was telling people that I jumped on before I jumped on with the vet, and I was like, all of a sudden I see this giant Arab guy, and I'm like, and this is actual audio of me and Ben talking.
Oh my God, what the fuck just happened?
What do you mean what happened? What are you, blind? Jesus!
That was Ben yelling at me. So Ben, man, first and foremost, I'm really excited about Blake Troop. You know, I talk to the guy a lot.
Yeah.
He's my buddy. I'm very proud of him, man. He's done so much. What's that?
Glad he's on our side. I wouldn't want to fight him. Fuck
no shit, man. I mean, the guy is 6'4", shoot, you know,
245.
He was rolling with that fucking crazy what's the guy from Tasmania? Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah, Tiki Aquino, I believe his name was.
New Zealand.
In his corner, man, and Stefan Bonner on commentary. That's a nice show right there, bro.
Stefan Bonner was fucking high as shit.
Let me tell you about this, though. Well, everybody in the competition they all smoked beforehand and then afterwards.
Wonderful.
But the top 10 minutes of that show when the YouTube went live, they have 4 hottie Vegas ring girls. They were on the other side of the cage doing photo op. It was just 10 minutes of their asses on the on hard cam. So, like, if you're gonna, I think UFC should start every pay-per-view like that. I'd take a note from High Rollers 14. And, you know, if you want to lock in your audience, that's the way to go.
We have a question from Lawrence Weaver for the Ayatollah. Ben, that an Orlando Renegades USFL shirt. Ain't seen one of those.
Damn Renegades, and it's an XFL shirt. This is probably one of the nicest quality, like super comfortable shirts I own, to be honest with you. As I bought Stevie and Russo and myself, they were on sale for $4.99 after the XFL went out of business, and they were the champions in 2020, and they only played 2 games. So that's all it's dope. So I love it, man. Good catch there, Lawrence Weaver.
Jesus Christ. Well, Vet, do you have any questions for the Ayatollah?
Do I? No, I think we're good. I spoke to him last week. We're good.
Yeah, we had a good time last week for sure. But I just wanted to hop in. Really, I didn't watch NXT, so I wanted to say what's up. I know I see the chat was asking about. Ask Ben what he thinks about Jack Evans. I mean, Jack Evans been in this business 20 years. Hell of a worker. Worked in Mexico. Worked all over. But you're going to see a lot of this instead of future endeavored. The talents looks like they're going to have a chance to say, I'm going to go take my options elsewhere, and kind of leave on a note where it looks like it's mutually, you know, that we've agreed that my contract isn't up. But it's they're not going to renew people because they've got 130 people on their roster, and you've got top guys that can't even make it on a TV like a Rusev and guys along those lines to be used properly. So how the hell do you expect to use a Jack Evans? I'm not saying he's the shits by any means, but he doesn't have the star power to keep people invested that are coming over to see Moxley or Daniel Bryan, and they don't have the time creatively to build him to put into a storyline. So there's probably 30 people that you'll see between now and October kind of befall the same, not fate, but we'll say, see ya, I'm going to go. And maybe some will be fired and kick and scream on the way out. But I think a lot of people are about to jump back to WWE. Ooh. The rumor is that they're interested in FTR. I've been saying that shit for 3 months. You can go back and watch all of our shows. I know when the boys are politicking to go, and when Cody goes, who else is going? They wanted Moxley back Royal Rumble time. Of course, Moxley's going to fucking go. And then with this Warner Media Discovery merger, and they got their $40 billion under, and they want to cut $3 billion from the budgets. AEW could be gone by July through nothing of their own doing. I mean, bloody girls cage matches might not help them sell it to the executives, but that's how fast these execs who have no idea. They don't know who Jungle Boy, Christian, or Adam Page is. They just don't. They're not invested in it. And like that, Kaiser Soze could be fucking gone out that bitch.
I got a question. Where's Buddy Murphy?
It's the smartest guy there is. Takes 0 bumps and has 0 matches and gets paid a fat check. I wish I had that gig. I don't got an agent. I don't got to do shit. I'll stand in the background, look fucking shredded, and take 0 bumps. Okay. Thank you. Like that was Jason's role in ECW. He'd get hit once, and that was all he had to do. Right?
I still have is there such a thing as a high hangover?
As a high hangover? Well, you can be fucking kind of burnt out and dusty, but 1 cone shouldn't do that.
Well, I'm not an avid marijuana smoker.
You like vapes too. What were you on? Strawberry what?
Strawberry diesel, sir.
Strawberry diesel. Do you have a place to grow a plant like on a porch or something where it's not going to get fucked with?
Well, the Dominicans next door didn't move out. So
I didn't know if you have like a little porch with a grill on it, because dude, you can just stick it outside and say, I'll send you banana OG seed. I got one right here if you want to grow one this summer.
Banana OG.
It's good, man. It's a nice strain. It's gassy. It's like OG combined with banana.
Is it a sativa?
No, it's an indica hybrid. It's probably 60-40 indica sativa. So it's a heady high. So you're not like all, oh, I'm dead and ready to go to sleep. Right. It's up and you can think on it,
Yeah, that's the thing with the strawberry diesel. I really do like what it is. I forgot the indica is the one that gives you
a heady high. Sativa is really for appetite, body, and sleep.
Okay. This one is more of a sativa. That's why I like taking it or smoking and taking it like it's medicine. What it is medicine
at night. Yeah.
Yeah, I take it on the way home. Usually I have like 2 or 3 drags, but I went through the whole blunt, pretty much.
Yeah,
and
420, bro. Why not?
You just feel this sense of just your body.
All this unlocks, and you're just like, oh fuck,
relaxing. And I'm sitting on the train. You got guys fucking stabbing each other, and I'm like, who the fuck cares? I got like blood splattered in my face. It's fantastic. I love it. Do drugs, kids.
I got it backwards. Sativa. I don't know. Indicas are a heady high to me as opposed to couch lock. What's a good fat burner while you sleep? I don't know. My favorite weed to go to sleep with is Tahoe OG. But I'm actually going to have a Hameen strain. We've picked it. We've crossed New York City Diesel, which is a gassy fire strain, with God's Gold. So yeah, a lot of the Golden Ayatollah in New York City, when we met last time, it was a fucking real burner. So that'll be the one that will be the Ben Hameen strain. I'm looking to see what I want to name it. $5 face slap or infidel crusher. I'm not sure yet.
I think you should go with the face slap thing. And actually on the bag, it should have the $5 face slap logo.
Yeah, it's going to be a special edition.
It's got to be that. It's got to be that.
Well, yeah, dude. Go ahead. What do you guys got going on, man? I'll probably dip out in just a minute here.
Yeah, well, we're just about to jump into NXT 2.0. We played the music gimmick, and I'll just jump right into this.
Let me pose a question to Vet. Dude, what do you think about them putting LA Knight up in
good question.
Robbie E's spot? Robbie E should be up there doing the fucking manager with the whole, entourage. We're gonna sign guys gimmick, and they gave it to LA Knight, a guy who's more jacked than half your roster and better on the mic. Like, is this a test or what, pal?
Did LA Knight do something on Friday?
Oh, you didn't see it?
Dark.
No.
He did it dark and came out and
okay. I was gonna say, like,
I've been a good boy and saved my money, and now I'm gonna open Knight modeling agency, and this guy's the first Mace or Face. In fact, he was Mace, but we're gonna call him Face. Like a test to like, hey, you're 39, we think you're too old, but you're good on the mic and you look good. Will you come up and do a manager position? Oh, you won't? Oh, well, your future endeavored. Oh, you will? We'll give him a shot, see if he can get it over. And if it doesn't work, we'll just fucking get rid of him anyway. Like, that's where we're kind of at with it.
Well, I don't want to hear too old. That's first of all. There's a lot of guys north of 40 up there.
Ric Flair was just taking bumps with who was
Jay
it?
Lethal.
Jay Lethal.
Yeah. Well, my supposition is that they know damn well who Robbie E is, and they don't want him there.
Yeah,
which is why he's doing what he's doing. So he better learn to like that. But they don't even use him in NXT that much. They didn't use him. They don't use him now. They didn't use him before when it was Triple H's thing. They don't like the kid.
He's great.
Sorry,
he's great.
He's all right. He's okay. But if he were great, he'd be undeniable.
Well, no, I mean, Stevie says do good, but not too good. And I'll tell you, during COVID, when we were in Thunderdome, fucking, I remember when they would have the NXT kids around, the arena to fill in behind the hockey glass or whatever. And the night before, he got fucked over on NXT, got the shit beat out of him. That motherfucker sat there for 3 hours in the same clothes, all disheveled, shirts fucked up,
right?
Fucked up, hadn't showered. 3 hours of commitment while everybody else is going, yay, Rey Mysterio. He sat there and sold the beating he got last night. That's what makes him better than the rest of them. Someone who gets it, isn't did it.
And he probably got heat for not being enthusiastic enough.
Right. And don't do good, but don't do too good. They see him fucking putting it over, and then, oh, this guy thinks he's fucking the man, and let's fuck with, like,
right.
That shit.
They're all marks. They're marks. They're all marks. But yeah, I enjoy his Robert Stone stuff more than I enjoyed the Robbie E stuff. The Robbie E stuff seemed like forced Jersey Shore, but that kind of put him on the map and got him the job. So whatever reason, I don't understand. And you could tie this back into what you're saying about the FTR. They're like, there's interest in FTR. Oh, really? There's interest in Cody. You don't say. Why didn't you have the interest when you were paying them to be there?
All right.
Now you have to reel them back in. Like, just pay attention to what you've got in your own cupboard, bro, before you go shopping again.
I mean, just to let the guys go they'd had, like Keith Lee and Killer Cross, the dumbest fucking, absolutely asinine decisions.
But hey, you remember I sat here with both of you guys and said, you were like, how did they fuck up somebody like Killer Cross? And I said, watch them. Well,
yeah,
they did.
Yeah, hold my beer in record time. They fucking.
Yeah,
they put a pair of suspenders on him and took his wife away.
Let's do a quick let's do a quick fucking possible cut. Speaking of suspenders, Butch could be gone by next week. Fucking Ridge Holland may be gone by next week. Ali, Dewdrop, maybe Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, she's pissed off. She went to Vince McMahon and voiced her opinion that she thought she should be on TV more. Did you know that?
Oh yeah, good. Well, sure. Maybe you will be on somebody else's.
That'll work.
Who could deny it though? Well, let's run down that short list real quick. If they wanted to get rid of Butch, they didn't have to call him up in the first place. Ridge Holland, look
what they did to the fucking Hit Row. 2 weeks and out, bro.
Yeah, but I think that was some other extenuating circumstances about that. The Ridge Holland is a guy that they clearly went after, because when he was in NXT UK, he was only there for like a little while, but he was doing the same gimmick with the stupid hat and the little dildo thing that he carries around in the coat. and they made a concerted effort to bring him to the States. Then he ended up doing that thing during COVID time where he caught Oni Lorcan on a crossbody from the inside out and broke his ankle, right? And then he's like, that put him out for a while. And then they called him up to SmackDown. He'd only been back for a little bit while. So my thing is, I think they know who Ridge Holland is, and they really want Ridge Holland there for whatever reason. So it'd be weird to cut him now. I don't think he's going to get cut because he's done everything they wanted.
You know who's going to get cut? I'll tell you, he's going to get cut right now. And Ben, you brought up a great point. And I was going to actually talk about this as we run through NXT 2.0. Robbie E's gone, and I'll tell you why. 2 reasons. Number one, like I said, like you said, Ben,
he's got 2 little boys too. That sucks. He's a guy.
It does suck, but they gave Eli Drake or LA Knight the Robbie E gimmick, right?
DMD.
Now what's happening is Robbie E is managing the Cranial Ridge. What's his name again? The vet, Cranial Ridge.
That is his name. He's
All
the
right,
real Ridge.
Anyway, he's managing a caveman, a tall caveman with blonde hair.
Yeah, that, I know. He's kind of like Von Lillis, but not as good.
Right, exactly. Now that guy, there's a hot 10 of a woman standing in the audience, kind of pointing and telling him what to do. So what's going to happen is, she's kind of like
she's going to supplant Robert Stone.
Exactly.
She's going to Scary Sherry. Okay.
Exactly. Well, she ain't scary, bro. That's a really good Von Wagner. Thank you, Elizabeth. This is why we have our people here.
I knew his name.
So anywho, the fact of the matter is this: what's going to happen is that Robbie E, in about 3 weeks after the storyline plays out, unfortunately, will be future endeavored, in my opinion.
Yeah, I hope not, just because I like to do. I worked a lot of indies with him, and I know he's a family guy, but I know he's also smart enough to save his goddamn money too. So hopefully he made some, and that he can get a gig as an agent or wherever it is. But because he'll get lost on the AEW roster. Apollo Crews and Aziz could be on the chopping block. We haven't seen them. Apollo Crews and Aziz. I remember after they did the big Nigerian fucking relaunch. And I think Baylor could be gone too, to be honest with you, man. Like we talked about this on Russo brand, he's the US champion. It's like a demotion. I've never seen a guy get a belt and it hurt him instead of helping him, dude. There's a lot of like weird little things that didn't get back over since he came back to the main roster.
I disagree. I think they're gonna actually put him in with that edge faction.
No, I think they're gonna put Rhea Ripley in, and that'll be it. How much I could see him feuding with them, but how much are they spending on him, and what is the value? And that's what Nick Khan's looking at right now more than anything.
The value is what you get out of it. Like they're the ones that fucked that up. He didn't do anything wrong. So it's like if you want that's the thing I don't understand when people talk about the value. It's like you hired them all, and you are the marketing machine. So get the value out of them. You know, he's held up his end of the bargain, and clearly Roman had something to say about it because they were working a program at the end of last year. So it's not like he's not over with the guys, and it's not like he can't be a main eventer, but what are you doing for that? What are you doing to make the money that he can't do? Is he supposed to sit in the garage and print up his own shirts and merch and stuff like that? You know, that's where the WWE comes in. And it's for them to prove why they are the number one company, is to take the talent that you signed and then do for them all the things that they can't do. And then it's up to them to carry it off. So
how about with Boogs on the shelf? What about Shinsuke Nakamura?
No, I don't think he's going anywhere.
How about Gia Lee, that we haven't seen her do any Mortal Kombat shit? The chick with the fucking lightning bolts.
I feel so bad for her because I see her pictures that she posts, and she's like all dressed up for certain events and stuff. And it's like, would have been nice if you were on it, because they called you up. They didn't have to call you up if they didn't want you. So I don't get it, man.
She's a good wrestler too, and she's fucking beautiful, and she's a total package. I don't understand why. Can she talk?
You got to restart her all over again.
Can she talk? I don't remember her cutting a promo.
I think she did cut the promo. It might have been voice. No, that was the Chinese girl who did the voiceover promo in NXT. That worked too. But yeah, man, the bloodbath hasn't hit yet, but I think there could be some interesting fucking firings here within the next, I don't know, the next week, I would say, because usually it happens by now.
Can I suggest somebody to get fired from HMG?
Oh, sure.
Colin Weisong.
Yeah, well, he's good. He never was on the books to start with.
Okay, just making sure we get that through.
But I got to get over to Marshall's Hydroponics. Happy 420, 25% off today in Marshall's. So I'm going to go over there and try to upsell some horseshoegenetics.com seeds. But I wanted to say appreciate you guys. Had fun with Blake Troop today. That's up on my YouTube right now. After you guys get done here at NXT, if you want to go check that out, we just did the watch along of his match from High Rollers, and hopefully he's going to put me in contact with RVDs to talk about RVD CBD. So plenty of great extra bonus content coming, man. I'm excited about it. And I know you guys are going to kick ass. Sorry to make a 3-hour show into a 3.5-hour show.
No, because we're going to run through NXT really quickly.
Not like that one. Y'all, happy 420.
See you. All right.
Oh, shit. Well, then. That's an extra 25 minutes I didn't expect.
That's okay. We don't have much to talk about.
No, we don't. So Vet is the pro when it comes to running through shit bullshit quickly.
All right,
so I'm going to put this in your hands, my friend.
Hand me the keys, Ray.
There we go, bro.
I want to drive. Okay. Pretty Deadly enters for an in-ring. Junior is tardy to the building. Great Grizzly Young Veterans interrupts. Legados del Fantana attacks. I'm so excited. I can't even pronounce these people's names.
You know what it is?
Legados del Fantasma.
You're not going to fit in that hole.
What happened?
That's it.
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. Grizzly Young Veterans. They interrupt Pretty Deadly, which I think is funny because the heel thing.
Right. Always.
But why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they though? Right? Like, they're heels. Sure. Legato shows up, attacks Grizzly Young Veterans. While everybody fights off, Junior comes in and he's like, whatever he does. And then Gacy's also obviously, and he's in full control of the production.
Yeah.
Right. Like he takes over he's also a Batman villain. Just in case anybody was wondering, because he sort of does this thing like you see behind Ray there, if you're watching right now, where he takes over the video wall and just starts laughing.
Right. That's cool.
And then the announcers are on camera and Tiffany makes her entrance. So that's all the very first segment of this show. Like they crammed a bunch of stuff into like 5 minutes here.
Insane.
And did any of it matter? We'll find out.
We will.
They showed that on Saturday, this past Saturday, Santos Escobar was watching Mello on an iPad or whatever. And he thinks that Mello should go to the back of the line now. And here in the present day, Mello says he is the line.
That was one hell of a blue screen, by the way, behind him.
Yeah.
Santos Escobar.
You like that?
Oh yeah. It was so blue screen. I was looking at it. I was like, all right, number one.
Is he on StreamYard?
At first I was like, is that maybe a hotel that they're staying at, or maybe Vince McMahon's home? But I was like, nah, it's a fucking blue screen. But listen, Santos Escobar, it's one of my favorite guys on the entire fucking roster. Like I love him, man. And it's one of those guys that I'm afraid when they actually promote him to WWE, if they ever do. But that guy, I think that guy is tons of money, man.
Yeah. Well,
so
we've seen what happens to other guys that were tons of money.
Yeah. So. Pretty Deadly, by the way, is over with me.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see more of them in a bit.
Yeah.
Saray enters now.
Oh God, no. I have a question about that, but go ahead.
Okay, well, this is her match with Tiffany. Saray looked a couple pounds slimmer, I think. So, that's good. But this was kind of weird. The finish of this match was kind of weird. It was just like, there was no cheating or anything. It was just Tiffany takes the whole comeback and then just wins.
Well,
like fucking bizarre. I mean, I know that it wasn't just like that. There was one mistake, I guess, but.
Remember when, before they gave her the medallion gimmick and the schoolgirl gimmick into the superhero gimmick, I told you that I thought they would release her. I think it's time. So that's another name, because like you look at it now, did you notice that she didn't have the whole schoolgirl entrance looking at the fucking, the little sun medallion? No, she just came out as Sunny Saray. So Saray just comes out. She doesn't have the whole hullabaloo about her. And then she loses clean to Tiffany Stratton, who basically you could, I mean, is it cheating to headbutt somebody? Like, to throw your head? No, it's not cheating.
No, it's an accident.
It's a happy accident. Just like our friend Bob Ross used to say, there are no accidents, just happy, whatever the fuck he said, happy trees.
No mistakes, no happy accidents. Yeah.
Right. By the way, I love Bob Ross. But anyway, so Tiffany Stratton goes over clean. I think Saray will have, maybe we'll see about 2 or 3 more times on TV, and then bye-bye. She'll go hang out with Kushida in Japan.
Okay. We'll see. So we have Junior looking for Gacy again. He finds NXT's empty holding cell. Because you know how they just put a holding cell in at the Performance Center in case.
Just leave it there.
Yeah, one of these guys got rowdy or something, need to be locked up for a little bit.
It's for the fans.
Then we have backstage, we have Pretty Deadly, and they meet up with Pretty Gross, which is what I'm going to call... yeah.
That's good. That's good. You know what,
yeah,
Bet?
the ladies.
That's really good, Bet. Very good. Calm down, guys.
And their men. Their men show up too, so I guess we're going to get a tag team match later.
Another odd couple gimmick.
Then we get an interview with... I'll let you say it, Ray.
Grayson Waller.
Yeah. And the question that they ask him is, "You're not afraid of a pissed off Sangha?" was that funny? She said that?
That was pretty funny. Sangha still looks to be so much more impressive than his counterpart over in the WWE main roster, Veer. Sanga's a big, scary son of a bitch who dresses to the T. This guy... So, and I don't remember what happened last week. Did I miss something last week where they got into some type of argument that Sangha got fired?
I don't remember it.
Do you?
I don't remember.
So I thought it was just me. I was like, what do you mean Sangha got fired? Why would he get fired? What did he do wrong? Anywho. So Sanga's been fired, guys.
Yeah, but you know what we have?
What's that?
Though?
Oh.
You know what we have?
Hold on.
Right now?
Hold on. What we have right now, of course. And, Jesus Christ, stand by. No, this is worth it.
What we have right now is a teachable moment. Did somebody say Andre Chase? No, they didn't. No one said that.
No one did. He just kind of popped in. And by the way, this new teachable moment was from last night. This little soundbite.
Yeah.
It was just so good the way he did it. I like the way he sticks the fucking gimmick in a guy's face.
Right.
Anywho.
So at this point Sangha attacks, and then it kind of spills to the ring, and then the match starts. And of course, Sangha is handily defeated. So he's definitely maybe more impressive looking than Veer in terms of just pure size or whatever. But Veer looks very vicious, whereas Sangha looks like he couldn't beat anybody. So
how do you have a guy that big?
And somebody said earlier, sorry, Ray, somebody said, where was it? It looked like somebody said he looked like he was wearing a Braun Strowman's old gear. Oh yeah, Labrat said it.
Okay.
So that was weird.
Yeah, Sangha got pinned, man. He got pinned clean, right? Wasn't a dirty pin. Again, no heel heat here. I mean, you can't.
Did he get hit with something like the buckle or like the turnbuckle or something, or the post? He got posted.
He got pushed with the post, but that's a 6'8", 300-pound man. I mean,
well, he's Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller. He hit the flippity doo RKO for the win.
Right. Yeah.
Beats him clean. So now what happens? Sangha released.
Yeah, Sangha released. Everybody that loses gets released.
Your new Impact Wrestling. What was the name of that belt that fucking Aaron Stevens had? That they did like the rounds.
God
damn, what's the name, guys?
It was the
Impact title. The Impact.
It might have been. It might have been the Impact title.
Guys, what was the title that Impact Wrestling used to use, where they fought in rounds?
And they had the judges.
Yeah, and they had the judges.
Outside.
Right.
Yeah.
If anybody can do that, you guys would win. I don't know. You'll get one of these.
No, I'm serious. I'm dead serious.
The Legends Championship.
Was it?
Why do I not remember it being the
Really?
Legends Championship?
I need
I gotta look
confirmation by at least Grand Championship.
The Grand Championship.
Impact Grand Championship. That's what it was
Right.
called.
But
Thank you, Kibbles and Bits.
But Aaron Ben Shlomo's not incorrect. He's not wrong because it was in fact the Legends Championship prior to that.
Okay.
I think.
All right.
King of the Mountain.
Well, we don't have time to talk about Impact. We need to move on to this Cora Jade package.
Oh no, why?
I don't know. It's because it was next. She rips up and steps on a picture. That picture she took. Remember that picture she took on her cell phone? Well, she made it into a real picture so she could tear it up.
You talking about the photoshopped one? They photoshopped it over some poor girl's face.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I don't know. I didn't recognize that person in the picture with Cora Jade. I don't know who that was supposed to be.
That pretty young lady.
Yeah, that lovely young woman that Cora Jade clearly looked up to. Legados del Fantasma enters for their match. Then we get a short film about Roxanne Perez playing WWE video games.
How much of a boner did she give you? That, be honest.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Zero boner, I guess.
Okay.
Well, that makes it sound unfair to her, but I just
know anything about her?
Oh yes.
Oh, tell me about that because I have no idea about this girl.
We'll get to it. This was a weird way to intro somebody. It seems like the kind of thing that Bruce Pritchard would make fun of somebody for doing, but they actually turn it into their, growing up, I had a tough time and my escape was WWE video games. And they show this child and I'm like, who is this child? And then, then like the child grows up into an older child and she's still playing a new WWE video or a newer video game. And then it turns into the current day Roxanne Perez and she's playing a current video game, probably 2K22. And it's like, so wait, who are these other, who did you made a movie where you got actors to play your younger selves about a wrestler that's about to debut? This seems kind of bizarre.
It was a lot of bizarre shit that happened this week. Weird.
Yeah. So
up on her.
Anyways,
her name is Carla Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's her real name, but we know her as another name.
Oh.
And I'll get to that when it's her match time. So we get an interview with her, which gets interrupted by Toxic Attraction, who want a match tonight.
Goddamn right. Roxy was her name. Ring of Honor. Okay.
So LDF versus GYV. We get a hot diving start to the match. LDF finally wins, but GYV continues to lose. So you had two guys that usually just get beat all the time. And, well, I guess somebody's got to get beat here. Did you have anything to comment about this match here? It wasn't very long.
It was a good match. It was a decent match between the two guys, between the two teams. Legado del Fantasma. There was one thing where I think it was DJZ. He did a flippity do over the top rope, and they cut away because he fucking overshot it by at least 3 feet. That's about it. That's all I had when it comes to notes on this match.
Okay,
so,
fair enough. Well, that's more than I had. But anyway, we get Santos's promo.
Mm-hmm.
And he's basically, Mello's next. So,
oh yeah.
Now here was an interesting thing. After this, Wes Lee gets an interview. Okay, so he makes an appearance, but before he can talk about anything interesting himself, Zion Quinn steps in and, says whatever.
What is Zion Quinn? Is he a bad guy, good guy? Don't know.
I guess he's bad now. He's telling people how to live their life. He's like a life coach that no one hired, basically.
Wesley was very offended. He's like, look, man, I've been through a lot.
Yeah. What it is, I'm not going to say, but
I can't. Yeah, we can't talk about this. We can't talk about the Hitler thing, but Wesley on his own, I thought it wouldn't work.
But
after tonight, I think it could.
He turned you in one promo?
Not one promo, was the promo and the match. I guess we'll talk about that in a bit, though. But he turned me around. I think there may be a place for him.
Okay. Well, it's Mello time. And he gets the match with Santos. They have a match.
It was a good
Escobar
match.
gets whacked in the match.
That was fun.
How you doing?
I like
How
that.
you doing? And then there's an after party with Mello, Grimes, Solo, like a bunch of people coming out doing stuff. It's just any comments?
I like that. I think this is good. You got these two these two guys coming out of from nowhere. What do you want from me? They come out, they basically attack our boy Santos Escobar. So now it looks like the Don of NXT has a couple of foot soldiers. I'm not mad at it. I don't hate it.
Okay. So Junior is we're with Junior again. He's walking through what appears to be the Impact Wrestling offices, looking for Joe Gacy. I can only assume it's the Impact because there's colored lights all over the walls. So
yes,
it's got to be Impact. He doesn't really find him. He finds like a room full of mirrors or some shit, right? And they do the thing where like he looks in the mirror and Gacy's behind him and he turns around and he's gone.
That was so poorly done. They just went to Walmart, bought a bunch of bathroom mirrors and taped them against the wall or against the curtain.
Those ones that you see at like the Walmart or the Target that's just lining, just they come in shipped and one of them's always broken.
Yes.
And then
now this is what they were trying to do. You ever seen Enter the Dragon?
Mm-hmm.
The spot where he walks into the room with all the mirrors. That's what they were attempting to do.
Right.
This was no Enter the Dragon. This was Enter the Gecko Lizard or something like that. This was bad. It was so poorly done.
Well, of course, in the real world, well, let's not get into what would happen in the real world, but in a more real world, you would never there would need to be the back of the door mirrors. Exactly. You would never need to have a room full of mirrors like Han had in Enter the Dragon. So they just did their best, right?
I'm sorry, Gacy is frugal. So what?
Well, he had to do this quickly too, because Braun was on his case, like chasing him down. So he was a little rushed, I think. So yeah. Okay. Next we get Malcolm Bivens on the phone explaining to, I guess it's Ivy Nile on the other end of the line, why she has to be in the UK. And Roderick Strong's like, we sent her over there to dominate, or whatever he says. And then Strong says he's going to run the diamond mine his way, and anyone who disagrees is an enemy. Or
what
do you all get released?
What do you get out of that?
I don't know. You would think that Roderick Strong, after all this time, would be on the chopping block, right? It would be an interesting time to release Roderick Strong when his wife's about to face off with Jade Cargill for the
Can I tell you,
Hose Championship.
Can I tell you? Roddy Strong is the fucking worst on mic. Do not ever give that guy a microphone again. He is horrible. Like terrible. Like bad. He's like, hey, I'm gonna run things my way. This is so monotone. So nothing behind his promos. This guy is just the shit. I mean, in ring he's great, he's strong, but man, when it comes to cutting, man, he is the man. I'm thinking of another wrestler that had his skill set that was just void of any type of. And I'm thinking about what's his name. Can I be serious for a moment? What's his name?
Lance Storm.
And Lance Storm had way more charisma than him.
Lance Storm turned his perceived lack of charisma into its own type of charisma.
Yeah. Let me be serious for a moment. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, not everybody can be Dwayne Johnson.
He's not gone. I think the manager's gone.
The manager?
Yeah. They're cutting him out. They're cutting him out of the loop. I don't know, man.
Yeah, let's not put that out in the universe.
No, because I like him.
All right, here comes Natalia.
Oh no.
And Tatum Paxley, which is that name is fun to say, but it makes me just shake my head every time I say it. Like, God damn it, you couldn't have picked anything better off the list. You know how they do this, right? They get a list.
Yeah.
It's got like first names on one side, last names on the other, and then they just draw lines between them and see which ones are good. And then they say, they do their first, second, third, fourth, fifth choices and give it to the office, and the office will tell them no or yes or whatever. And it's like, why would you tell me no if these are the list of approved names that you gave me or whatever? I don't know. Anyways, Tatum Paxley and Natalia.
You know, I heard there's a list actually of the names she could have chosen. You ready?
Okay.
Fang McFrost, Snowman, Otto
Chili
von
McFreeze.
Ruthless, Mr. Freeze, Ice Dagger, Cruel Luke, Cool Cat, and Chili McFreeze.
Chili McFreeze just main event at WrestleMania Night 1.
Could you imagine if Stone Cold Steve Austin
Stone
said,
Cold McFreeze?
"Oh, how about Cruel Luke?" What the fuck?
That's pretty stupid. Not as bad as Chili McFreeze, though, or Ice Dagger.
What is Otto von Ruthless?
At least they got Fang McFrost.
Fang, that sounds delicious. Sounds
Why
like something
Mick Frost, though?
Oh,
Why not Fang Frost or something? Like,
they
why does it have to be Irish?
Because they wanted to probably have him sell McDonald's shakes and shit. That is fucking terrible.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, so this match.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on the match or notes on the match?
Yeah. Number one, Natalia talks too much.
In the
what
match?
I mean is, well, she fucking called every single spot here, like literally audibly.
Right. You can definitely, even if you couldn't hear it, you could see it in the way that Tatum was behaving, because she was like, "What's next?" She had that body language of like, "You forgot to tell me what to do next, so I'll just stand here."
Tatum Paxley, you could see the huge this is fucking Natalia, who's been in the business forever, trained by Stu Hart, the Hart Dungeon, so on and so. And then you have Tatum Paxley, who's just some chick they bought in who's athletic, and she's green as fuck. Boy, this was just this looked like a match that shouldn't happen in front of people. It looked like something that should happen in a warehouse with a ring, in front of scouts, maybe. This was terrible, but it's not Tatum Paxley's fault. You're not going to put it's like fucking having me bat up against goddamn Garrett Cole. You know what I'm saying? Throwing fucking curveballs that look like they hit me in the face and they end up in the strike zone. I fall out of the box. That's basically what this is. But Natalia, she called everything, man. And you're right. There was one thing that stuck out to me where Tatum Paxley kind of hesitated on throwing a back elbow or something like that. Like she had to wait for Natalia to come into it. It was just so fucking weird, dude. So this was like a training match. That's what it was. It was a training match on TV. And Legend and Super Green Girl in the ring. Didn't work.
Well, it should have worked.
Well, she won.
I mean,
Natalia
they're
won
that
easy.
good. Yeah, and even the veteran things that you would see Natalia do, like working to the hard cam, but then the hard cam didn't go to her. You know what I mean? Like she was in that headlock and she spun the headlock around unnaturally to like be facing the hard cam, and they just didn't take the shot. It's like, is that a rib on Natalia or what is that?
Who the fuck knows?
Yeah, I don't know. But the crowd was solidly behind Natalia, even though she's supposed to be a heel, because she built up that equity.
She was telling everybody to shut up.
Yeah, they didn't care. They were like, Natty. They're not going to cheer for Tatum Paxley.
Why not?
They're just not going to do it.
Oh, Tatum Paxley's awesome, though, right?
I know. Well, what can you say? Look, anyways, whatever. We don't have time to talk about that stuff anymore. So Tony D'Angelo does not know anything about that attack on Santos.
Oh,
and he also doesn't know whose car is whose out in the parking lot. Like you don't come to work with these guys every day and know whose car that is, right? That's all parked up against the side of the building and not in one of the designated parking spaces too, right?
That's pretty fucking funny. I gotta be honest.
Yeah. Then Zion Quinn enters, and then we get a Nathan Fraser package. So we'll be getting our own Jack Evans very soon. And then we get Dukester coming up with a strategy for with Indy and Persia for their match.
Oh boy. Staring
where
contest.
they're learning to communicate. Yeah, they're
Right.
Well, no, he was talking. They were talking. You didn't hear what he was saying. I guess you can't speak Dexter either.
I don't speak Dexter.
Yeah. So then Wesley enters, and then he has his match with Zion Quinn.
Does he?
And well, you tell me what happened.
So I thought Wesley really fucking showed a ton of passion in this match. And I'm not saying it to undermine his skill. The kid has tons of skill. The kid has a look that kind of comes across really good to me on TV. That's another thing. I always talk about facials, like what they do with their face, during a match. And Wesley showed this anger and this angst in his face, and I frustration and like determination. I could see all of that in the way he wrestled this match. It looked great. But God on high, did Zion Quinn not kill this kid with that fucking flying forearm? Or was it Wesley that sold it that way? That finish looked great, I think, by the way. And I will give all the credit to Wesley on taking that finish. What do you think there, Vet?
I think this was my putting my socks on to go to work match, so I didn't really see it.
Can I
No,
suggest
I will not go back. No, absolutely not. I will never watch this again.
Okay.
So next we get, we're not done with Natalia, Lawrence Weaver, so don't close that YouTube window yet. Natalia's getting interviewed, but who steps up?
Mm-hmm. Nikita Lyons, or her big old breasts.
She's like, what, Roderick Strong? You think you're the worst promo in NXT? Let me try.
Yeah, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Don't
worry, I'm flexible.
Mm-hmm.
And if that wasn't bad enough, like they had an awkward out where the camera just lingers on everybody standing there. The interviewer standing there, Natty's standing there, Nikita's standing there, and none of them know what to do, and they just let it hang. Let it hang.
When Nikita, when she says, what was it? When she was talking about how she's flexible and stuff like that. Damn, I think I lost my train of thought. It was something I wanted to. All right, move on. I'll bring it back.
Okay. All right. So the next thing we see is RBB getting ready. Not the real RBV.
Rick Victory? Oh
no, that's RBV. This is RBB, Reptilian Britt Baker.
I remember now.
Yeah.
I just the size disparity.
Oh, right.
Nikita Lyons is a big girl, boy. Holy shit! I mean, she was tits to face with Natty,
Yeah.
And Natty's faces.
Natalia's pretty short. You can really see it in the ring, like at certain angles in her match. Like she's very short. So, but a lot of the ladies are short. Everybody's shorter than they look.
Is she flexible too?
Natalia?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ask TJ.
All right, let's move
on. So we get a recap of Ike Manjiro getting tossed by Ridge, who, funny enough, has been fined and suspended.
Again?
Meanwhile, Braun's out here. He has to make a citizen's arrest of Joe Gacy on his own, but only during TV hours. Like, the rest of the time, he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, why does he get suspended for attacking a wrestler in NXT? How does that get him a fine and suspension? We got kidnappings. There's so many kidnappings.
A lot of kidnappings.
We had the two guys that apparently don't work at NXT that jumped the rail and hit Escobar with a pipe. But
who knows?
The Ridge gets suspended. And
he sure does.
For an undisclosed amount.
Yep. Nobody knows. $10. Right. $5. Face slap.
Okay. Let's just... So next is Roxanne Perez versus RBB. Now, Ray.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you guys all know this, but I don't enjoy these programs. I try to have fun, to come on here each week and talk about them with you guys and laugh and joke and have a good time.
Same.
But this NXT show and pretty much all wrestling shows, televised wrestling shows, I hate them. And they're some of the worst entertainment that you can watch. So what can I get out of them? The only enjoyment that I can get out of these things is when I see a talent whoever that may be. And I just get this glimmer of hope. There's a little twinkle in the vet's grizzled, jaded, miserable eye. And I say, okay, pro wrestling is not dead quite yet. It's still got a little beep on the EKG. When I first heard about this girl, Roxy, her reputation preceded her as some kind of she's called the Prodigy. She was called the Prodigy. And so I hear about her, and I only see one match with her, and it is the match she had, I believe it was with Deonna Purrazzo. And so now I've already got this, when you hear about somebody beforehand, you're like, okay, let's see, and I thought she's great off of one match. I was like, wow, she's really good. She's that young and she's that good. She comes from Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. So boom, right there. She's been working only 4 years. So right there, it's amazing how good she is. And so I was like, when I heard she got signed by the WWE, I was like, oh shit, there it goes. But there's still a glimmer of hope. This match itself wasn't really enough for anybody to probably see what I saw before.
Right.
But I'm happy to say that she still got it. And she can only get better when you're in there with the Robbie Brooksides and the Norman Smileys, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you're going to get even better than you were. The question is what are they going to do with her? But as for this match, like, again, really just sort of an angle, like a quick thing to get with the Toxic Attraction or whatever. If you want to see a little bit more of her, she's on the last NXT Level Up against Sloane Jacobs. They had a match. One of the things I notice about Roxy here is that she's good footwork, where if you notice during the match, everything she does, she comes back to the middle of the ring. She doesn't crowd the other person. She doesn't stay too far away from the other person. She gets back to the middle on everything. That's a really important, underrated aspect of your spatial awareness in the ring. And that's something that she does really well. The finish was corny. The old Wendy Chu up on the screen, like, again, who's, I guess, Joe Gacy cut in and let Wendy Chu have some TV time, because we all know he's running the production there.
Pretty much.
So
maybe she did Joe Gacy a favor.
Yep, maybe so. Orange soda. Give him an orange soda. With a super soaker in the mouth. So Roxy wins here, and achievement unlocked, as Vic Joseph said.
Achievement unlocked. Well, I can't add on to that. I agree with everything you said, Vet.
Okay. And just at the cherry on top, like when we talk about people changing their names, right? So she was known as Roxy, so now her name's Roxanne. That's a thing that makes sense, and you can still call her Roxy for short.
You can.
Isn't that great how that works out?
ROXY.
Yeah.
Instead of what was it?
ROK-C.
Right. Yeah.
Like high C, but with a rock.
They'll call her Roxy moving forward, I think.
Right.
Probably.
And the crowd was already kind of chanting it. So.
Roxy. Okay.
So LDF gets a boot.
Ooh.
And a fish.
Oh, yeah. He comes, he sees the big fucking. That's a good fish, bro. I could eat for fucking months with that thing. Yeah. It's a good catch.
Not bad.
The fishes.
Yeah, you like that?
I did.
That means that you're dead, right? Basically, that's the symbol for
you can sleep with the fishes. Yep.
He's gonna kill him.
He's gonna
kill Santos.
So we have a attempt.
Is this a filmed crime? Leaving
another
a fish?
filmed crime. Another filmed fucking crime, or at least, to say the least, if it not an actual crime. I don't know if it's a crime to leave a fish on somebody's car, but it is evidence.
Yeah, the intent.
Yeah, it is evidence. Now Tony D'Angelo come on next week. Hey, what are you talking about? I wanted to, we just opened up this fish market. I just wanted to, give you one of our finest pieces. You can do that.
Well, he did say his family had interest in the fish market.
Well, there we go.
In one of his vignettes.
There we go.
He was just giving him a nice present.
There we go.
You know how every time you go to the shop, they give you your fish in newspaper, right?
Yes, of course.
So next is Joe Gacy watching cameras on camera. And then we get Pretty Deadly versus the Dukester, and then they have a match.
They do. Fans were
thoughts?
chanting for Duke.
The Dookie.
So we have
They're chanting Dookie.
we have another odd couple mix here. Okay, that just after one match, they're able to communicate. They're giving each other thumbs ups. This is something that should happen over the course of weeks, not their first match. I'm gonna say that. They are trying everything to get this kid, Duke, the Dumpster Drosy, over. Will this work? Is he getting a rub off of Loomis? I don't know.
Or are the fans mocking him by chanting his name?
Don't know.
Like, are they ironically chanting?
I don't know, but Pretty Deadly is pretty fucking awesome. It's fucking awesome. The Red Sox.
More awesome than the Red Sox.
Boston.
Big
Hot Dog.
Paupy.
Big Paupy. Anyway. I really like those kids, man. Those kids are fucking made for the WWE. They have a gimmick that could have gotten over in the fucking 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, especially the early 2000s with the movies. What's this with Ben Stiller, with the Ben Stiller movie with the blue steel, with the fucking face gimmick. Zoolander. These kids, and they have the video game bad guy look about them. I see them and I think about Double Dragon. I don't know why. Like two guys that you would face at the, or maybe Street Fighter. You got the guy with the black hair, the guy with the blonde hair. They're both similar size. They both dress like they're supposed to be androgynous, but are they ladies men? They're so self-absorbed, and they're really fucking good. And they talk in the mic and they're good. And those kids, I think, are TV ready. But now I want to ask you whether I'm wrong.
Wrong about no.
Whether you think those two kids, with about 6 months at NXT, could go to the main roster and make some waves.
They could go now. What's the difference?
Yeah. Okay.
What's the difference? They've been in NXT. It was just in the UK. What's the difference?
They're really fucking good, man. Yeah, those kids are tremendous. I really WWE doesn't fuck it up. I think Pretty Deadly is, and that's another thing. What a fucking great name. So simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like Pretty Deadly. Perfect. It fucking works. And what are their names? Do you know their names individually?
No. Maybe one of them is named Kit. I don't know.
Look at their names. Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. Pretty Deadly. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Man, I've enjoyed watching these kids on TV. I still get sad for Dexter Loomis. I think if they really wanted to push that guy, they could have pushed him with this like as a Stone Cold Steve Austin type character. I saw a T-shirt with just his eyes, and I was like, wow, that's a merch seller. If they do it right. And Duke Hudson is just fucking. It's just a tall, lanky fucking guy that has nothing. I mean, he's not a bad wrestler. He's just fucking Duke. I don't know.
Maybe he should wear a vest and play cards.
No, we tried that.
Well, anyway, speaking of pushes,
yes, sir.
The leap of faith to close the show. Braun finally catches up with Gacy, and then he gets his ring back, and then Joe Gacy shoves him off the
doesn't shove
whatever random ledge that was just built just to be there just for this. And then the Undertaker's druids have nothing to do now that he's retired, so they molest Braun as the show goes off the air.
Yo, I was like, is he getting gang banged?
Yeah, they did something to him.
Hey, man,
at first, it reminded me of that scene in remember Day of the Dead when the guy falls into the zombies and they just pull him apart?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Did you hear the soundbite at the end of the show?
The very
when
end.
He's on when they're all trying to pull off his trunks, and he's like,
You're not gonna fit in that hole.
Yeah, it was weird how he sounded almost like Nia Jax or something during that. But
boy.
well,
that's great.
we know he's talented. The question is though, will there be fines and suspensions for this
No.
attempted murder?
No, there will not.
Oh, okay.
Not in this universe. Remember, this is an alternate universe. Right. So, that's the end of the show. Is there anything you wanted to add to the main event? Anything you wanted to talk about regarding where these storylines are going to go? Is Pretty Deadly the next big thing in pro wrestling and tag team wrestling?
I don't know.
I
Or
would
would they even be here as the champions if a certain somebody hadn't gotten fired?
Right. Sometimes good things happen when bad things happen.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know, man. I'm just excited to watch Roxy's development.
Okay. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a show. I wanted to thank you guys again for jumping in with us. Thank you for the loyal watchers that come on every single Wednesday morning. I really appreciate it, man. The fact that we did have Ben Hameen on one channel and you guys were still here, it means a little something. It means that you guys care. And I care about you very, very much. Elizabeth, I want to give you a shout out. Thank you so much for sending me a couple of stories that we're going to talk about on the Ridiculously Random podcast tonight, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come back here. Hopefully we have the Twitch issue figured out. And again, I just want to remind people that I think in 2 more weeks, we're just going straight to Twitch. We're not going to be here. We're going to be at the Ridiculously Random Pod on Twitch. So it's twitch.tv/ridiculously random pod. You're going to find us there. Please follow us or subscribe. That would be even better. We want you guys to help us share this. And I don't know if you know, did you hear about the big announcement, Vet?
Big announcement?
Yeah. Ridiculously Random LLC. This is a thing. We are now a brand. We are now a company.
I give this company 6 weeks.
You'd be wrong, my friend. You'd be wrong. Well, Vet, every week you say that you're not going to do much, but I catch you on the Monday locker room, the Tuesday locker room, the Wednesday locker room, the Thursday locker room, the fucking Friday locker room, Saturday.
They're
and Sunday
adding locker rooms
just
and inviting me in.
They just give you the key. They give you like a master key that opens all locker rooms everywhere. But I got to wait. Hold on. What's this here, Aaron? So what does this say? You are 4th. All right, so Aaron Ben Shlomo saying, Ray, please do not do something that it will be blocked. You are 4:30. Okay, so here's the deal, guys. The Ridiculously Random podcast, yeah, we're gonna have to kind of go back on using a lot of clips because we've had our last 2 shows taken down, but they go back up as audio only at Hami Media on Podbean and also Hami Media Group on Apple Pod and wherever the hell you listen to your podcast. So if it's ever taken down in video form, you can go back and listen to it. But I got it. Yes, Aaron Ben, we will make sure that we are going to be much more careful with what we put up. And thank you guys. And for the guys who can't watch and guys and girls that can't watch live, I apologize that the show was taken down the last 2 weeks. So that's that one. I'll say it's on me. So I'll take responsibility. But anywho, Vet, where can they find you, Vet?
You can find me at Opinion Haver everywhere on social media. And if you are looking for me on social media, please be sure to spell my Opinion Haver correctly. Otherwise, I'll get tagged in threads that have nothing to do with me because you're too dumb to spell.
Yes.
But nobody here listening now would be too dumb to spell. You are all scholars and geniuses. Let's see. You can find me on my Twitch channel still, so also at Opinion Haver. You can find me on the Impact Attack every week with Colin and Brandon. You can also sometimes find me on other places such as the Smack Attack, or sitting in on Light the Fuse, or any of the other wonderful guest things that I'm able to do. If I'm ever able to get in touch with Jimmy T and he wants me to do something for the PWC, I'd be happy to do that.
Good luck with that.
It is difficult. It is difficult. But yeah, just keep your eyes peeled. I'm somewhere.
He's always somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, again, tune in tonight. Like I said, I say he's 14, but my son turns 14 in July. So my 13-year-old boy will be joining us for the Ridiculously Random podcast. Come back again tonight. Please, guys, again, head over to twitch.tv/Ridiculously Random Pod. Subscribe there. Thank you guys for joining us here this week. It was really cool. Thank you, Ben Hameen, for jumping on with us. Thank you, Blake Troop, for choking out that dude. Well, he didn't choke him out, but he wanted to sit. Well, actually, did he choke him out? I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
Probably.
Heels over strong all day long. And thank you, guys.
He did it with the logo. He did it with the logo on.
I got to be honest. I kind of popped when I saw the HMG logo on his fucking on his shorts. You know, right by his gimmick. But it's cool. It works. It's kind of where you look. You know, he's a tall guy. Anyway, I will see you guys next week. My son should be on the way here to hang out. We're gonna play a little Xbox. We're gonna play a little WWE 2K22, a little Street Fighter. What is it, Street Fighter 5? That's the newest one, right? I downloaded that for him. What else we got? I got some Horizon 4 and 5. What else we got to play? Some Streets of Rage. You know, I got a boxing game here. I got a Fight Night Champions from the Xbox One downloaded. So we're going to be playing a bunch of stuff. That's what we're going to do. That's why I got to get out of here. And that's why this show is not 3 hours long. I always say I would do this for a living, but if I couldn't, I'd do it anyway. Why? Because I love talking wrestling. I love you guys. Thank you. See you tonight. Top 5. Send your emails. Here. Let me put it here real quick. Send your emails right here. YourRandomPod@gmail.com. We're doing top 5 all-time favorite pro wrestling video games. What's yours? What's
Mine?
yours? Yeah, what's yours?
Oh, mine?
Yes.
Yeah, one of those.
What's your favorite of all time?
It's gotta be WCW NWO World Tour for nostalgia reasons.
Okay. Now, I thought you were gonna say Fire Pro Wrestling.
Those are good games too, but they're not my favorite.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing what my son says. He has his list already. And
you haven't seen it?
No, not yet. And 2K22 might be on his list. Interesting. Might be on my list. We shall see. Tune in later, guys. Peace out, yo.